Hey there, boys and girls. I was on Triller and I saw this wonderful human being who should have a line of men over 3 miles long just chasing after her. Let's take a look at her. She's one wonderful catch.
You do know he's trying you. He has an attitude with you for no reason. He's trying to intimidate you.
Or maybe he could just be having a bad day and just has a little bit of an attitude.
He's asking you for money. He's trying to use you.
So if you ask him for money, are you trying to use him? Or is it not the same the other way around? Are you perfectly within your rights to ask him for money and you're not using him at all, but he can't ask you for money or else he's using you? I'm just trying to figure out what the rules to this entire shenanigan is, because I'm just truly fascinated by you.
He tells you he doesn't celebrate birthdays or holidays. He's trying to avoid buying gifts for you.
I mean, there are just people who do not celebrate holidays and birthdays. But I'm sure if it was a woman saying that she doesn't celebrate birthdays or holidays to her man, you'd say, you go, queen. You don't have to buy him anything. You see, this sounds very materialistic of a relationship that you're trying to paint here. And really, you're not looking into why the person may not celebrate birthdays or holidays. Maybe he's had dramatic experiences when it comes to holidays and birthdays. Maybe he's had a rough time. Maybe he just doesn't celebrate them. But no, it's all because he's trying to avoid buying gifts for you, even though he may or may not be buying you little bitty things here and there throughout the entirety of your relationship. Give me a freaking break.
He gets mad at you when you ask questions. He's trying to train you.
Well, I mean, what kind of questions are you trying to ask the man? Like, is it constant berating of where have you been? Where have you been? What are you doing here? Why are you here? Why are you there? What are you doing? And constant distrust? Or is it just, basic, simple questions? I'm sorry. I'm somebody who's never dated in his life. But if I had a female partner who constantly distrusted me and I gave her zero reason to at all, I would get mad at her too. That's not me trying to train her. That's just me getting pissed off that somebody's trying to constantly control me. Because constant questions a lot of times is a sign of control. Not always, but if you're berating him with questions, you yourself most likely are trying to control him. And that's not a good look.
He flips the script when he has wronged you. He's trying to manipulate you.
I mean, in some cases that may be true, but how has he wronged you? What has he done that was so offensive to you? See, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You're taking every extreme case possible. But with people like you and Andrew Tate, any small slight to you or your ego would seem like a wrongdoing in your book. So, what has he done? What has he done?
He calls you out your name when he's joking with you. He's trying to see if it's okay to belittle you.
Really? Because I've known and seen couples call each other out their name when they're joking around. Like, hey, B word, and all this other stuff. And one of my friends calls his mom a heifer or a hoe. Just out of joking. And that's the relationship they have. That's the relationship they have. So who's to say that he's trying to find out if it's okay to belittle you? That seems like another extreme that you're going for. I just don't get it. Could it be possible? Sure. Stubbing my toe on an iceberg could be possible. But usually with people with big egos such as yourself, you're most likely projecting your own insecurities onto the rest of the world. And thus, you're trying to make every woman as miserable as you are.
That's what men do. They try you, they test you, then they categorize you and decide if they really want to be with you.
And thank you for just proving my point. The extreme generalization of all men. You didn't say some men. You didn't say certain types of men. You said that's what men do. So you are projecting your own insecurities and your own history of bad relationships onto other men. And thus, like I said before, trying to make other women believe this is how every single dude acts. And you're trying to make all women as cynical and as bitter as you are. Because something tells me if I had to place a bet, you've had a strain of horrible relationships, or maybe the men were sane and you were the nutcase. And now you're cynical of all men, and you're making this Andrew Tate for women type channel. Thanks for playing. I knew you were going to be this nutcase.
Stay woke. Be smart, next smart, choose wisely, that nation. And remember, I told you.
Yes, this woman really just used the term stay woke, unironically. And she's saying choose wisely. Well, according to you, all men are toxic. And you said it yourself, that all men manipulate. All men manipulate. And these are how men work. So the only way to choose wisely is to go for a rational thinking, strong, level-headed woman like yourself. These are the people that even I, as somebody who's never dated before in his life, can look at and be like, you're unhinged. You are fully unhinged. And feel no more saying it because you heard every ounce of nonsense that came out of this woman's mouth. Now, Natalie here has a fairly sizable following, and I still don't understand why. I guess it's the female Andrew Tate effect. You see, there's always going to be toxic people in this world. There are going to be toxic men, there are going to be toxic women, there are going to be men that are going to use you. My whole point in my video was to play devil's advocate and ask questions, because asking questions really can get you into why this person's talking the way that they're talking. Very well, it could be a horrible toxic man, but if all you do is surround yourself with horrible toxic people, then that's what you're going to get. And a lot of times it could be that these people weren't horrible toxic people. You were the horrible toxic person. And because in your own mind, you have an ego the size of Texas and Mississippi combined. You think they're the problem, and you don't have to ever change. You're perfect in every single way. It's the man's fault. Or in Andrew Tate's case, it's the woman's fault. And these relationship gurus, they know jack squat. I know way more than these fools do, and I know jack squat about dating. Except the way that I approach dating is, it's friendships with kissing and hugging. That's the way that I've always approached it in my mind. You treat them like your best friend in the world, and maybe you get to smooch them on the lips a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit of an innocent way of looking at it, but that's the bare basics. If you treat them well, you should have a great relationship. Sounds like this woman hasn't treated their men well, or she's been mistreated by a lot of bums, and so she's projecting it onto all men. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do all the things that you do at the end of a video. This is Gabe of Radio Blobfish signing off saying take care and God bless. Peace out, everybody. And remember to be good to one another because life is too short and the world's too horrible. Take care.